Hello and good evening. Today it is Wednesday, September 15th, 2021. And for this video today, this is going to be a completely different way of me doing any type of mini video series on the channel, because this video today is going to serve as what I would like to call a prequel to a video that I have honestly already filmed. It's ready to go, but I recently rewatched it just to see and listen to what I was saying, and I wanted to do a prequel to it just to cover some things that I've missed before I get into and ultimately, of course, upload that video. So the topic has to do with professional sports leagues and or tournaments and putting ads on their uniforms, and when I believe it's understandable why a league or a tournament like the Spengler Cup why I think leagues like the Canadian Football League and the Spengler Cup as a tournament are exceptions, where I believe, okay, as much as I hate the corporate ads on their uniforms, I can understand why they're there. So basically, what I was thinking was, when I watched my video that will be uploaded after this one, and truth is, I meant to upload this one yesterday to my subscribers. This is for you subscribers, but I had a splitting headache yesterday, and I just thought it'd be better if I just went and got some shut-eye. All right, let's see here. But I was watching that video, and basically I thought to myself, well, there was something that I wanted to say, and it went like this, and I didn't say it in the video, but oh, Roxilla, you watch the Spengler Cup every year. Oh, you're a Canadian Football League fan. They've got ads on their jerseys. Well, okay, here's how I respond to that, and that's the purpose of this video today. There are certain professional sports leagues out there, the NHL, the NFL, Major League Baseball, and the NBA here in North America, that make billions and billions of dollars each and every year, with the exception of maybe a slight exception, obviously, being the pandemic. I'm not sure how their revenues have been throughout the duration of the pandemic, but obviously they have lost a lot of money, and there is no question about that. But before the pandemic started, these leagues were worth billions and billions of dollars, and they made billions of dollars in revenues every year. Now, my point is, you're probably saying, oh, Roxella, get to the point. Okay, I'll get to the point. My point is that unlike these big professional sports leagues, these little leagues like the Canadian Football League or these small 6-day-a-year tournaments like the Spengler Cup, for example, need the ads to make just enough money to get by. I mean, if you look at the Canadian Football League, as much as I hate the corporate ads on their jerseys, if I could wave my magic wand, you would never see a corporate ad on any jersey ever again. That's the truth, by the way. But, you know, compared to the NFL that makes tens of billions of dollars every year, and I'm sure they made tens of billions even through the COVID-19 pandemic so far. You know, these multi-billion-dollar-a-year leagues like the National Hockey League and like the NBA do not need corporate ads on their uniforms anywhere on them whatsoever, in my opinion. You don't have to agree with that. I understand there will be people that have no problem with the ads. I mean, even though I am disappointed with your opinion, obviously, as I always say, I mean, I respect your opinion, and even though I disagree, I get it. You're not all going to agree with everything that I say. There's no question about that. But, you know, when I look at the Canadian Football League, for example, you see some teams like the BC Lions, the Toronto Argonauts, and the Edmonton Eskimos. I know they're now the Elks, but a lot of times they'd be playing in front of rather small crowds. It's very disappointing, by the way, as a CFL fan. Then you have other teams like the Rough Riders, the Red Blacks, the Blue Bombers, and the Ticats, and I'd even say Montreal and Calgary, that play in front of some pretty decent crowds. So, but overall, my point is, the CFL is lucky to make millions every year. They're lucky if they're even somewhat profitable after they pay all their players, pay all their bills and everything. So, as much as I hate the ads, I mean, even look at last year when the CFL couldn't have a season. I mean, they weren't just talking with the XFL to sit down and have a cup of coffee and talk about their league's finances. They were probably getting ready to have some type of emergency backup plan in case they don't have enough money to run the CFL anymore. That's how bad. I would not be surprised the situation is right now in the CFL. I mean, thank goodness they've been able to make a comeback so far in 2021. Hopefully they will not have to have any season stoppages ever again. But you know, even the Spengler Cup in Davos, Switzerland, I remember the commentator saying that there was one year where the referees had their referee uniforms designed like a dairy cow. And it was because of some ads, and supposedly they were saying that they need the ads. They have the ads even on the referees' uniforms because they desperately need the money just to be able to break even every year when they run the tournament, and to do just enough to maybe have a little bit of a profit left over at the end of every year. So even in European hockey leagues, for example, do I hate those billboard shirts that they wear? Oh yeah, 100%. But if they're a league that's lucky to get by, unlike the National Hockey League that makes billions every year, and I'm talking pre-pandemic, then as much as I hate it, I hate to say it, but I understand why those ads are there. Even though, in my opinion, it would be friggin' nice if they didn't have to wear any ads on their uniforms, period. You know, even the American Hockey League here in North America, you know, I guarantee a lot of those teams don't make much money if they make any money at all. So that corporate ad patch, a lot of teams, if not all of the teams, I'm not too knowledgeable on the American Hockey League in that regard, but I can understand why they have a corporate ad on their jerseys if they are barely making enough money to break even anyway. I mean, I'm sure those ads are probably just enough at the end of the year for them in a lot of cases to have teams that make a bit of money at the end of the year. I mean, I know one thing, when the Abbotsford Canucks start playing in front of a sold-out crowd every night, I guarantee they're going to be one of the most profitable teams in the American Hockey League. If they aren't, I'm going to be shocked. I'm not going to lie. They have to be at least top 10 once they start. But, I mean, I could be wrong on that. But, you know, my point is, when you have smaller sports leagues or very small tournaments that don't make much money, or they are at a point where without ads they don't make any money at all, as much as I hate it, I can live with it. This is an argument I wanted to include in my video I'm getting ready to upload after this one. But you know, as much as I hate the ads in that circumstance, okay, I understand. But when it comes to multi-billion-dollar sports leagues like the NBA, the NFL, Major League Baseball, and now the NHL, who are going to join the NBA by starting to put ads on their uniforms, on their jerseys specifically, because the NHL, of course, now has the helmet ads starting in the 22-23 season. In my opinion, it's absolute greed at its worst. There's no need for it. But for small, tiny leagues like the Canadian Football League, as much as I hate those corporate ads, I hate to say it, but I understand why they're there. As for the NBA, all I understand out of that is that I think they're being greedy. All I understand is they're just making more money when they make billions of dollars already. And as far as I'm concerned, I do not agree with it at all. It pisses me right off, and I'm absolutely livid that the National Hockey League is going to be allowing corporate ads on their jerseys on top of their helmets. I thought it was a real shame when they decided to do it on the helmets. I knew this was going to be the start, the first domino to fall, until we get to a point where there's going to be ads on the jerseys. And here we are, folks. This is what the future's going to be after this 2021-22 season's played out. But anyways, folks, do you have anything you want to add down below? Feel free to do so. I'm going to call it a wrap at this point in time. If you enjoyed the video, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. I hope you did. And until my next video, take care. And as always, bye for now. And one more thing, the next video will be the video where I dive in and share my thoughts on the NHL making the unfortunate decision to start allowing corporate advertisements on their jerseys starting in the 2022-23 NHL season. All right, folks, on that note, that's a wrap for now. Take care, and I will have another video up relatively soon.